everybody out there in Chivalandia. All the boys and girls are back in town. We're going to give you all the details for all the matches for our three affiliates. See you soon. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Latino America, and all the Chiva hermanos and Chiva hermanas around the globe. All you mothers and Mr. Chiva brothers and sisters, welcome to We Go Chew Live. We're transmitting directly from La Perla Tapatia, home to the most glorious of teams, el Club Deportivo Guadalajara. Bienvenidos todos a We Go Chew Live. On my behalf and on behalf of this great team that we have here, welcome to We Go Chew. Gaby, Alfredo, ¿cómo están?
Hi, Robert, and hi, everybody that's already starting the Chivas conversation in the chat. Thank you for joining us for another Chivas chat. A lot of things to talk about. Not very good news, but positive news that are coming up soon. So stay tuned for Chivas Femenil, Tapatio, and all that good stuff. Alfredo, how are you, my friend?
Hi, Gaby. Hi, Robert. Hi, Chiva hermanos. Well, I'm very happy to be here with you guys. First of all, of course, we haven't had the best result, but extremely excited to be here. In We Go Chew with all our Chiva hermanos, with all of our audience, with the Chiva hermanos watching us in Telemundo. Would like to congratulate our teammate Roberto Garcia, who is having his birthday today. So you might know him from other content, from other videos, and I'm already ready to hop into the subject that matter today, already ready to discuss what's going on with Chivas, as Robert said, with El Tapatio, with Chivas Femenil. There's plenty of stuff going on. There's also a very important date today. It is 10 days since the day that Omar Bravo became the top scorer of our institution. There we have that iconic goal at Estadio Agro against Morelia. It was his 123rd goal, official goal with El Guadalajara in the league. And there we have it. It is 10 years already. How impressive, how fast a decade goes by. It seems it was yesterday that this day took place, that everyone went crazy about it. And just amazed by how fast time goes by, right, guys?
You want to talk about old? I remember when Omar Bravo debuted.
Oh, yes.
That's like old. And I'm going to tell you what, that was, actually I took my two boys, they were children, to the game. And it was so hot in Jalisco. Nobody was there. It was one of those rough patches. But I remember Omar Bravo came on and immediately impressed everyone, man. That guy he is actually a force of nature. No, Omar Bravo, grandísimo. And I don't remember that goal in particular, but wasn't he just like the sneakiest forward ever, Gaby?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the sneakiest forward?
Sneakiest and very I love that kind of player that it's not too loud or not too out there. Like he gets the job done quietly but flawlessly, if you allow me the expression. But yes, very sneaky, very smart, and always ahead of everybody. So yeah, there you go, the top scorer of Chivas.
Yes, with his compadre, Venado Medina.
Yeah.
Those two were that dynamic duo. All right, my brothers out there. Omar Bravo, 10 years.
10 years.
10
and very
years.
quickly,
Wow.
just very quickly, because I see a comment just very quickly. Remember that the show is in English for all our Chiva hermanos outside Mexico, mostly in the United States, speak mostly in English. And yeah, as you can see, Chivas TV, we are official. So yeah, this content is specifically in English, but we could speak Spanish, Spanglish, or whatever it is, because we speak Chivas. So back to you, Robert.
Thank you very much. Yes, we forgot about that. Guys, you should know that already. What season is this?
6.
Okay.
Almost
6.
3 years.
Exactly. So those people out there who don't know what's going on, well, welcome. Bienvenidos todos. We go to live. Yes, this is the English content. because we have so many other followers around the world, not just in the United States, who speak English. Well, we want to share that Chiva Chiva vibe. So let's get into it, my friends. What did you think? Oh, as Gabby said, what did you think of the results in Torreon? I'm going to cede the floor to you guys, brother and sister Alfredo. What do you guys think about this? What
Yeah,
happened?
so yeah, it was let's say no, a tough one to swallow just because the all the Chivas were expectant about getting a positive result. A win would have meant a lot, but it's still early in the season. It's everyone after what happened in the United States. I think that all the Chivas had, of course, their hopes intact, which was something positive to see just because people believe in this project and just taking it in Torreon. Of course, it's not what we expected, especially with all the Chivas that showed up to support us. However, as I say, it's still early. Losing in Torreon, it's not a it's always a tough pitch with small measures, but it's what it is, and as I said earlier, there's plenty of room for improvement, and we gotta find a way of taking our play into eventually the scoreboard.
True, true, true. Gabby, glass half full, glass half empty.
Oh my God. I am just going to say, what is it with Chivas for ending losing streaks of other teams? Like, what is that? What is that about? Like Santos,
Yes.
I, I don't know. I don't know. And I see it half full, because there's a long way ahead still. There's a lot of good games. I think the team is doing okay. I think it's also just sometimes bad luck. We have a great team. We've been talking about the reinforcements since day one, and I think they're doing an incredible job. What we see from Hormiga, Efrain, Cotorro, like everybody is like so organized, and they have like so much chemistry already for being playing together for so short period of time. But it's like, oh, like what needs to happen? And we're going to talk about this also in Feminine because it's like something similar to a certain extent that what's happening to the like that final like, oh, like what is it that we need to do? We've been
The
talking
final
about
touch.
midfield. Yeah, yeah, and it's again, it's we cannot catch a break. It seems like, like, and again, Santos, a team that hasn't won like in a million games, I don't know how many, but and then comes Chivas and ends that. So it's frustrating, but I'm hopeful. That is all I have with the glass half full statement because I am hopeful.
I saw a
Exactly.
glass half full. Definitely. What was that, Alfredo?
Yeah, it's always. I would be worried if the team wouldn't create occasions, if the team wouldn't have a high volume of opportunities, a high volume of football in general. And I think that Chivas is a team that moves the ball, that makes things happen, that the guys are combining well along with each other. That talent is finding talent. The guys up front are starting to build a chemistry and develop a chemistry which I'm certain that will give us better results in the future. It's a matter of scoring the goal. It's because I think the chances were there. The occasions were there. The
Yeah.
build-ups were there. There we have that we're seeing by Armando Gonzalez, that beautiful run to the space. That's all of this stuff. It's there are aspects of the game that the team practices on the day to day, on the on the regular basis. It's the work that we don't get to see. We or only get to see the matches, but we don't see the behind the scenes that the team is putting in tactically. But I believe that as they say, professional football coaches, they always say, I would be worried if we wouldn't get the scoring chances, and I think that they're arriving. So eventually, the goals might come, and of course, the wins.
Yes, I could see definitely an, how can I say, from last year to this year, definite improvement, big time improvement in the United States. Although we had a couple of, let's say, adverse results. Yeah, they weren't the results we expected. Us, I don't know what's going on. For example, I'm looking at the chat, and it's kind of distracting me a little bit. But the idea to think of that Chivas is not winning, okay, or that are tying games or whatever, that's something that, as a person that analyzes football, that's something to take into account as a statistic. But you have to watch the matches. I don't think many of these people have watched the matches. The great expectation had that built in me was everything that was happening previous to the Leagues Cup, during the Leagues Cup, and I expected that uh, with the Santos that hasn't had the, like you said, Gabi, the best results in the last 14
14
matches.
games, like
14 matches, exactly, I expected that Chivas was going to win. And that's something, that's something that is going to happen. Like you said, Alfredo, like Gabi said, but you have to watch the matches to see what's going on. And I think he's trying to find his 11. Actually, why don't we listen to what El Profe Milito had to say about the match?
Sí, intentamos imponer nuestro juego el primer tiempo, el segundo. Me parece que el segundo tiempo personalmente me gustó más que el primero. El primero, si bien tuvimos cierto control y aproximaciones o profundidad, nos faltó un poquito más de energía con la pelota, sin la pelota. Y bueno, después llega una vez más el penal, que es algo que hablamos, que debemos corregir urgentemente, porque ahí se abre el partido en prácticamente su primera llegada. El segundo tiempo decidimos cambiar de jugadores, hicimos 3 cambios. No es tan fácil convertir goles, pero el equipo lo buscó, lo intentó, generó situaciones de gol. Y bueno, daba la sensación que podíamos seguir jugando, pero que íbamos a tener situaciones, pero que el gol no iba a llegar. Insistir y continuar trabajando va en mí y también en los jugadores. Por lo tanto, sí es verdad que de los resultados estamos bien jodidos porque merecimos más, pero obtuvimos menos. Desde el juego, en términos generales, ya lo vengo diciendo, tenemos pasaje bueno con detalles que nos condenan, que nos cuestan partidos. Hoy nos pasó una vez más y bueno, esto es algo que tenemos que volver a revisar, volver a hablar, pero las sensaciones son que los partidos que hemos ganado los merecimos ganar. Y los partidos que perdimos, incluso que empatamos, la sensación mía es que podíamos haber obtenido mejor resultado.
There we go.
Yes.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And
Exactly
he's
what we
exactly about the glass half full, right? Like it's been sometimes bad luck. It's been like we deserved more in some games, some things that happened along the way with third person and situations, right? But I mean, they're focused, and I think they're getting there. But again, as a fan point of view, I get it. I understand because sometimes they call us like cheerleaders and groupies, and it's not the case. Like we have to be critical, right? But we have to also praise what they're doing right.
Right. Totally. And
Exactly.
yeah, speaking about what the team did right, I think that Milito he was fine with the tactical, let's say the tactical standings of the team. I think that he believes that the team followed his orders. However, I gotta say that he one of his words in the press conferences was that we fell short on energy with both with and without the ball. So I think that he's trying to ask the players for more intensity while moving the ball. I think that he knows that the players know that they have the edge, the tactical edge over the opponent. So he was maybe asking, for a faster pace when moving the ball around, for a faster pressure, a faster high and mid pressure. Because I think that he was fine with the organization itself, but he was probably asking for more intensity overall.
That's a great point, Alfredo. That's a great point because he was the first one to say it. No, it's a message. It's a message. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yes.
saying we need more, and perhaps that's also the frustration that we as fans are. He's putting words to our feelings. That's where the frustration is coming from because we know they could give more, and we've seen it. You know, before. And I'm not talking about last season. I'm talking about in the last 6 weeks.
Totally.
So we got to
Yes.
believe. We got to move on. Actually, let's move on. Let's talk about Juarez. All right. Like I said, the boys are back in town. What's going to go on with Juarez? Let's not look at statistics, et cetera, et cetera. Although I have to say that the panorama for this Saturday is quite different from the last seasons that we have played against Juarez. In what way? In that Juarez is not playing bad football. Gabi, what do you think? What's going to happen? What's
Uh,
your take on this?
are you really asking me what's going to happen? I don't know. I would
Just
like
a
to say
take.
that they're going to play flawlessly and we're going to get that win in El Estadio Akron because we need that win, especially at home. We need to keep adding points. Like, I know it's still early on in Apertura 2025, but still, there are tougher games coming up soon. And I think we should take advantage of especially when we're playing at home and with teams that are probably like like that we can potentially achieve a victory,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, we've been saying this all along. Every time we say something about like, yeah, we won the last 5 games against them, something happens. So I'm not going to jinx that in that specific way. I just hope that because we're at home, it's going to be a better game and we're going to see better things from our boys and it's going to somehow work. Because right now, we can talk about every single line and every single player, but what we're lacking again is the goal, right? So we need to
Exactly.
focus on our defensive situation. So right now, that is what we need to be paying more attention. And I think at home is going to be an interesting thing to look up.
Okay. Good
Hopefully,
point. Good point. Alfredo, what's your take on this? Statistically speaking, what are our chances, my friend, to
You
come
know,
away with the win?
chances
yeah.
already.
With I remember that usually when Juarez gets to the Akron, I think that we have gotten positive results lately, if I'm not wrong. It's I think that playing with the warmth of home, of the warmth of our people, of our stadium, and I mean, there were a lot of Chivermanos in Torreon, but playing at the Akron, of course, it's different playing at home. So I believe that with the warmth of our fans, we're gonna see a more intense Chivas team. It's always good to have your crowd roaring, to have your crowd cheering. I think that we're gonna see a better spirit overall. With more hunger of passing over the rival, and why not bring the 3 points, which is what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's already match day 4, so we gotta start adding three. So if you combine the necessity that we have of the 3 points plus the warmth that the Akron atmosphere provides to the team, I believe that we're gonna see an intense Chivas team, and hopefully that the team doesn't show any mercy to Los Bravos.
Okay. Good point. Good point. What would be now? We're moving on. Moving on. What do you guys think it would be the perfect starting 11 for Saturday? Who would you like to see on the pitch? Because I was going to say something about the starting 11 against Santos. I didn't want to get into any controversy or anything, but who would be our ideal starting 11? And this is for everybody out there in the Chivaverse. Okay. Marilu, I know you guys are out there. Curtis, give me your starting 11. All right. What's up? What do you guys
Are
think?
you there?
I don't know. I don't know, but they're
Curtis
usually
is
in
for
there.
sure. Curtis is.
They're out there
But
somewhere.
oh my gosh. I don't
Who would
know.
you like as
I'm not
as
going first. I'm sorry,
all
guys.
right? Alfredo.
Yeah,
Oh, you
so
want me to start?
yeah, if you can start, I'm just gonna say that I'm all about watching Camberos and Piojo Alvarado playing together. I'm exciting for what they can do as wingers. One of them in each wing, of course, not pure wingers, but playing inside a bit. I think that they can really do interesting stuff. I think that they can combine a lot, and it's always important to have a center forward who makes the runs, who it makes the interpretations very well. But if you would like to start building from the back, Roberts, we're all ears.
Well, just quickly, just as just an idea, but obviously our starting defensively, that's where we were strongest, right? It was where we were strongest and where we were moving in the right direction. Okay, somehow I feel that our real Achilles heel is in the midfield. Who I would like to see in the midfield is a dynamic one, and I think that Milito has found the perfect starting 11s. Why do I say that? Because in the first 15 to 20 minutes of the match, Chivas hard presses, and that's where we need to take advantage of our dominance in the game. I'm not going to say names, but if we can create that, what we were finding in the previous matches before we went to the Leagues Cup in the midfield, I think that's where the answer lay. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that no, I believe that you
No
know
le saquen.
what
I don't know.
what do you think about the, let's say, would you keep a lot of the guys that played that come from the Leagues Cup?
Yes. I mean, there was something that Marcelo mentioned with me. We were watching the Leagues Cups matches, and the teams from the United States play a different kind of football.
Right.
Okay, they're not so defensive. They're not so speculative. They're more attacking minded. That's part of the league. The MLS is trying to do it. Similar to the Premier League in England, right? That should be one of the premises. And what happens when you get a speculative team? They're going to kill all of those attacking forward matching. It's not an excuse. It's just that's what I see. And when I was watching the match in Torreon, that idea came to me, and I was like, it's true. Cincinnati, even Charlotte, which I thought was a game that we dominated.
Mm-hmm.
It was in New York. All three of those teams attacked.
That
So
is exactly,
what's
yeah,
the difference?
and that is exactly like the point that you were saying. Like we dominate like the first 20 minutes, and we easily should be winning by then. So you can be, I don't want to say more relaxed, but you can adjust if you need to.
You take
But
control of it.
but if you have opportunities over and over and over and over, and the other team has won and they score, that is the thing. And I think, as you were saying, Robert, m- many of the things or the balls that get lost eventually are in the midfield. So what should be the winning combo in that specific area?
That's where we need to be.
That's what we need to get to, because I was hoping that you were going to say like I need also there like permanently,
Oh, I'm an also believer. Mhm.
right? So it's like it's tricky. I don't know. I don't know.
It's tricky.
We
Anyway,
have
guys,
we have a few
let's
quick
talk about.
facts.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, a few quick facts about Santo, about Bravos. I mean, and Chivas, two institutions that started facing each other back in Apertura 2019. So far, so good for El Rebaño. Out of the 12 matches that we have disputed against Bravos, we have won 7. We have tied 4, and we have only lost once. So only one loss in 12 matches, 7 wins. So that's always positive, of course. Let's hope that we stack another win, the highest win, the biggest goal margin difference under which we have defeated them was precisely at Estadio Akron. It was a 5-0 Chivas win, goals scored by Armando Gonzalez, Fernando Beltrán, Roberto El Piojo Alvarado, Alan Mozo, and Yael Padilla. And in the total amount of matches, in the 12 matches that we have disputed against them, We have scored 26 goals and we have conceded only 10 against Bravo, so it's a 26-10 lead against them since they arrived to the first division back in Apertura 2019.
Good points. Great points as always, Alfredo. Thank you for that data. And I'm not going to believe you this time because remember last time I said, okay, what's the score for Chivas Femenil? And I said 29 goals difference. I'm going Chivas Femenil. This time, I don't know, my friends. I don't know. But now I'm going to take advantage of your voice. Tell us where to watch this match, Alfredo, please.
Totally. Yeah, so it's at Estadio Akron. So kickoff is set for Saturday, this Saturday, August the 16th. Kickoff is set at 5 p.m. Central Mexican time, 6 p.m. Central time in the United States. And since we're playing at the Akron, and Telemundo is La Casa de las Chivas in the United States, if you're in the USA, you'll be able to watch it in Telemundo Deportes. You'll also have the options of watching it in Fox Deportes and Peacock TV. So there we go, Telemundo, Deportes, Fox Sports, and Peacock TV in the United States. And in Mexico, it will be on Prime Video.
Prime Video. Beautiful. I'm going. I'll see you guys. I'll be the guy going like this.
I'm jealous.
You're always
all right.
Jealous.
I love it. I kind of, it's weird sensation sometimes. It's hard to go sometimes, but you have to go. It's part of the.
You have to go. Yes.
And growth.
You
exactly.
Can go. Yeah.
Moving.
In our representation, you have to go.
Exactly. I always think of you guys.
You are the we go to presence.
Right. I need to start doing some lives from there or something. Producción. Let's do something.
Yeah.
Man. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun in English.
Show there. The three of us. The three of us.
Exactly.
The three of us.
Gaby, te voy a ceder el piso. It's your time to shine.
It's my. Well, okay.
Go for it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's talk about
Chivas Femenil. And exactly, that was going to be my opening line. What's going on? So after a very good start of 3 consecutive wins in the beginning of Apertura 2025, we are facing 3 consecutive, 2 losses and 1 tie, which is not great or not ideal for the position in the general table. We are currently in the 8th position, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to keep adding points to our cause. So this is doble jornada. It's a double game week. And yesterday, our Chingonas played against Toluca Femenil and Nemesio 10. And it was frustrating, to say the least. And I know I always use that word, but it was because this time I think it was pretty unfair, if you allow me the expression, because Chivas had the ball most of the time. Chivas had possession of the ball, of the game. They had control of the game. And Toluca had 2 and they scored, unfortunately. And of course, every single goalkeeper that plays against Chivas becomes Superman or Wonder Woman. And yesterday was no exception. And for the Toluca cause, I mean, great, because they were able to neutralize. There was a shot from Yamile Franco that was incredible, and that was a goal. It would have been el gol de la jornada, without a doubt. Of course, Licha Cervantes, and ultimately, who took the opportunity to score, Cassandra Montero, which, by the way, gave an amazing and incredible game yesterday against Toluca Femenil. We were talking about in La Previa, if you watched us in La Previa after the game, before the game, you could see that we were talking about the 2 French players that Toluca had that were by themselves, they were going to be trouble. And they were, but Cassandra Montero was able to neutralize most of the game, one of them. So, and ultimately she scored. So I think she is the MVP of yesterday's game. And she's doing incredible. She's doing amazing. So yeah, Cassandra, we love you. And a lot of interesting situations regarding the starting 11 of Antonio Contreras and what should be. And I want to ask you guys about this specifically because we saw Yvonne Gonzalez in the starting 11. It was Yvonne Gonzalez, Viri Salazar, and Licha Cervantes. So it was interesting to see that, and I'm curious to ask for your opinion of what do you think about Yvonne since the beginning of the game, and what she did with Viri and Licha Cervantes, and of course everything else that happened. And yeah, we need to keep scoring because we are going to talk about what's coming next for the next game. So what do you guys think?
Well, if you ask me, like I said, the game plan was solid. We talked
Yes.
about this before the program, and the game plan was solid. I think it's like you said when we were talking about O'Neill, that precise pass that leads to the goal. The precise, that third pass, or the pass that's perfect. That can lead to them getting the score, and with that being able to manage the match a little bit more. Towards the middle, I saw Chivas return to control the match. After the goals, there was a little bit of there was a lot of lost balls in the
Mm-hmm.
midfield. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they came back, it was able to see the dominance.
Yeah.
So I
And
thought that
yeah, and I mean, at the end of the
was kind of
day,
unfair.
Toluca is having so far a better tournament than Chivas Femenil. We have to be able to recognize that, and they are higher in the table than us. They have like 2 consecutive wins with yesterday's against Leon and then with Chivas. This is the second time actually that they are able to win against Chivas Femenil. So it was unfortunate. Again, as I was saying, is fecha doble, jornada doble, and we're facing Atlas Femenil this weekend. So
Yup.
it's vital to please get or as much as we can those 3 points again, because and if we look at the calendar, it's tough, and it's going to get tougher every single week. So before we get into the closing statements of Chivas Femenil, let's listen to what Antonio Contreras had to say about this.
Buenas noches, muchas gracias. Hombre, trabajar lo mental, yo creo que en otro partido seguramente me podrías decir tú o cualquiera para trabajar en lo mental. Hoy precisamente, trabajar lo mental no, hoy hay que sentirse, exceptuando por el resultado, muy orgulloso del trabajo del equipo. Hoy, durante 90 minutos, si alguien me dice que este equipo, con el trabajo que ha hecho a nivel táctico, disciplina, y Toluca, con todo mi respeto, ha tirado 3 veces al arco y ha marcado 2, o sea, no hay nada que trabajar en lo mental. Lo que hay que trabajar es la finalización, no en lo mental, porque el equipo hoy se puede ir muy orgulloso para su casa del trabajo que ha hecho. En lo mental no. En otro partido, seguramente. En este, yo me siento muy orgulloso. No me voy contento porque he perdido. Pero tú sabes qué equipo ha acabado ahí arriba, pisando el área. Un equipo que está muerto no acaba ahí, Buscamos cosas positivas, por ahí vamos ya, ¿no? Pues mira, eso, aparte de los últimos minutos, no. Me quedo pues seguramente con 60 minutos del equipo, hasta que fuimos capaces de engancharnos, ¿no? De meternos en ese partido, en un estadio precioso, con un ambiente bonito, y que rescato, pues mira, pues eso, ¿no? El trabajo, en lo que hemos trabajado, y no hay excusas, porque para todos los equipos igual. Hay un día y medio de trabajo prácticamente entre un juego y otro si viajas. No tienes lo justito. Y aún así, veréis un equipo plantado, ordenado, y rescato que cuando tú le hablas a un equipo y ellas ejecutan aquí, a mí solo me queda darles las gracias. Ya lo he hecho en el vestuario y lo hago públicamente. Porque que crean en la idea, que lo lleven al campo, eso es lo más bonito y lo más gratificante que le puede tener un entrenador. ¿Y sabes dónde es? En área pequeña y en área. Ahí, no en México, A nivel general, mi experiencia me dice que ahí se cometen muchos errores a la hora de defender. Y ahí tenemos que ser mucho más agresivos, mucho más contundentes. Otros equipos también, pero yo hablo del mío. Creo que hay en áreas donde tenemos que ser más contundentes. Y hoy los goles han sido eso, dentro de área. Lo que no te han hecho en juego, te lo han hecho con 2 centros del área, que entre comillas tú estás posicionado, y te invito a que veas la jugada del centro y vas a ver cómo hay 3 jugadoras mías para defender una. 3 más la portera más blanca, son 4. O sea, el equipo no está mal colocado para defender eso. Pero, hostia, ¿cómo ha entrado a rematar?
And there you have it. And the last word he said, hostia. I know. It's not about attitude. It's about what Toluca did and what Chivas did. And it was like scripted, like exactly how he visioned the game. It happened. Unfortunately, they had 3 shots to goal and they scored 2 times, and Chivas only one. So there you go. So let's just talk about now, and I want to hear your opinion about Clásico Tapatio Femenil. So we played 22 times against Atlas Femenil and won 13 times. So clearly, and again, I don't want to talk about statistics specifically, but we have won the most Clásico Tapatio Femenil. So what do you guys think?
So
Well,
yeah,
it's a must win, no? It's a must win, not just because it's a match, and we've had a couple of frustrating results. It's Atlas. The city, it's the name, our name, and their name, and that's how those games are played. It doesn't even matter how they're doing actually right now. It's all about pride. So it's a must win for me. Uh, what do I expect? I expect my Chivas to win.
Yes, of
That's
course.
what I expect. There's nothing else that would be acceptable for me. Is the truth.
Alfredo.
Alfredo?
totally. Yeah, it's as you guys were saying, it's a must win. We're pretty much at the edge, so we don't want things, of course, to get complicated. So it's definitely a must win. I think that the stats, the numbers against Atlas have usually been positive, but I'm sensing a very humble vibe from the team. I'm sensing a vibe that and not only from the team, of course, but the environment in general. A humble vibe, even though it's an opponent that we have defeated pretty much every time that we face them. We're going with let's say a humble attitude, a warrior attitude, and it's the best way to go into this match. Knowing that there is of course some pressure, and of course the media will always want to add to employ that added pressure that to the one that already exists. El Profe Contreras was convinced that the girls were following his orders. He was convinced that tactically the team did what they had to do last night. So if the girls believe in the system, they just gotta employ it again, and be more attentive, with higher degree of attention in the boxes. Kill when they have to kill, and defend and put that tackle when they have to do it. And I believe that if we have a better development inside the boxes, both ours and theirs, we should come out with a win, as long as we keep following the orders and the all the tactical las directrices tácticas of our coach Contreras.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, before our predictions, let's where to watch? Where we can watch
We're
Atlas Femenil against Chivas Femenil. So this is week 7 of Apertura 2025, Sunday, August 17th. And in Mexico, you can watch through Tubi, and in the United States through Fox Sports. 7 p.m. Mexico time. If you're in a different time zone, do the math. And yeah, another edition of Clásico Tapatio Femenil. Hopefully, we get that win. We need that win. It's important to get those 3 points. What do you guys think? What are your predictions for that game? I'm going last, if you don't mind.
3-0. No. Like I said, I could expect everything. I don't expect anybody being embarrassed by the match. The result's not going to be heavily in favor of either team. For me, Chivas needs to win. And like I said, the number that is on the board is not important. It really.
Okay,
they
a
have
win.
to win.
It's a win.
1-0 or 10-0. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
care.
A win is a win. Exactly.
Mhm.
Alfredo.
Totally. Yeah, I'm aiming for maybe a 2-1 Chivas win. Hopefully the team gets to stack a lot of occasions, and as since El Profe is saying that the girls gotta improving the box. Hopefully that improval starts today, or well, the next match, which is this weekend. And of course, as soon as possible, that improvement takes off, and from there start building. So why not a 2-1 Chivas win? Score 2 goals, solid in that way, and build up that confidence, because many times the development, the performance inside the boxes just depends on the confidence under which the team is playing, and the state of grace, as they would say it. So as long as the center forward starts scoring, or the girls in the back start making the tackles, that should build up a confidence to have a better performance inside the boxes overall.
Okay. I'm going with a 1-0. I'm not going like crazy. I just, as you were saying, Robert, a win is a win. And I'm just going with 1 goal. I don't want Blanca to get scored again, and especially by Atlas. So I'm going with a 1-0 Chivas Femenil. Hopefully, because we need it. And against Atlas, like, it's a double win, right? So yeah, there you go. Back to you, Roberto Amorelli.
Exactly. It's a win whatever way, even in checkers, chess, marbles. It doesn't matter. If they have that red and black, we got to go for it. It's a tradition. Got to go for it. Talking about traditions, you have good news for us, Alfredo. What's going on with the cantera? It's like he's the only guy who has good news.
The only guy with good news.
Wow.
Yes. So
your turn, brother.
Yes, El Tapatio kicked off the tournament. Has kicked off the tournament on a positive note. It's been a 6 out of 6. It's been 2 wins in 2 matches by El Tapatio. It was a 2-0 over Atlético La Paz, and a 3-1 on the road in Mérida against Venados. So it's 5 goals scored, only 1 against, for the leaders of Liga Expansión, El Tapatio, sí señor. And we have some facts of the strong kickoff of the tournament. The guys that out of the 5 goals that we've scored, Sergio Aguayo and Vladimir Moragrega have scored twice each. And it's always good to see these guys starting with the right foot on the team. So it's good so far, so good for El Tapatio, standing at the top of the table.
Yeah.
What have you guys
5
heard
goals.
about? Yes.
Sorry.
Well,
yeah. I think that they found their mojo again. They finally found their mojo again. Something that's very interesting that you pointed out. This is the first time in the last 3 years that El Tapatio has started the tournament with 2 wins.
Yeah.
See, so that's all, and we're seeing goals scored by the same people again. Last week we had the people who had come, our new players, pointing the way, and again, they've come back and they're pointing the way. So I'm all for it. I'm super excited about it for another reason, which I will mention in a moment. But I think that this Sunday, it's going to be a little bit different. Why? Because there's a rivalry with Tepa.
Yes.
Okay, it's almost like a derby. If you get my meaning. So I think it's going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to be a great match, and people who will be able to watch it or be there, they're going to have a great time. Gabi?
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, the rivalry with Tepatitlan, like, it's huge, and it's never an easy game of Tapatio against Tepa, but it's going to be interesting to watch. And again, I say it again and again. Please, let's be more supportive of our Cantera Rojiblanca. Remember that it's the future of Chivas going forward to the Primera División. So everything positive for Tapatio. And 2 consecutive wins since Clausura 2022, I believe. And right now, the Patitlan is coming, and it's going to be a great game. So hopefully we get that win too.
Yeah. And imagine how we will kick off the tournament with a 9 out of 9.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. It will be 3 wins in the first 3 matches. A strong. It's always a strong. We're now at a point with El Tapatio. It's always an option. It's always we always have the option of being absolute leaders of Liga Expansión as long as we keep ourselves on the pace that we're at. Right now, the only team that has 6 out of 6 is Cancun FC. So anytime Cancun can lose points, and if we keep winning, we were gonna consolidate ourselves at the top of the table, and that's always the best for the dynamic.
Definitely. So, Alfredo, where can we watch this match, my friend?
Yes, so El Tapatio is back on the pitch on Sunday, this 17th of August. Remember, guys, that today is Thursday. Today we're not in our usual, we go to schedule. So, yes, El Tapatio, match week 3 of Liga Expansión. We have it on Sunday, August the 17th. In Mexico, you are going to be able to watch it on AYMS Sports, AYM Sports, and on Chivas TV, el canal, la señal más rojiblanca de todas, Chivas TV. Kickoff is set for 5 p.m. Central Mexican time, 6 p.m. Central Time of the United States, and getting that 9 out of 9, playing at home. Why not? We gotta go for it.
Definitely so. And as this, we're winding everything up. Wanted just to mention real quick, Cassandra Montero, 200 games.
Wow.
We did not mention that. 200 games. She has joined a select group, okay, of Chiva Hermanos and Chiva Hermanas. So shout out to Cass, man. Let's make it 200 more, sister.
Totally.
Okay? And before we go, Tapatio, I want to send a shout out to someone in production. Marcelo is going to be he's going to be part of the narrative. So, as they say in theater, break a leg, my brother. Break a leg, my brother. Te va a ir muy bien. Y a todos allá, everybody who was out there and we didn't share your ideas, we're rushing, but thank you so much. Everybody out there, believe, okay? Analyze. Don't just spout furious words into the atmosphere. Okay, if we believe, positive things will happen, man.
Totally.
That's the way it goes. Believe.
Totally.
Create love, you get love. Anyway, out there, ahí nos vemos próximo miércoles, hopefully, with good news. But always believe.
Always good. Be good, guys.
Be well.
Yes.
Have a good one.